What's going on, everybody? Robinson DUP, and guess who's over there?
What's up, guys? John Garifano, Strength is Life.
It's been a while. I know everybody thinks John and I hate each other. We don't hang out as much. We don't do as many videos together. But unfortunately, there's this thing called jobs. I work in New York City, and John works up in Bridgewater, and we're constantly busy now, so sometimes it's hard to get together. But anyway, quick vlog. This is vlog number 11. I weighed in this morning, and I was extra chubby. No, actually, I'm down to 205, so I lost 2 pounds this week on a taper week, nonetheless, John.
Absolutely.
Where I wasn't even doing that much cardio or even doing the amount of volume I'm accustomed to in terms of lifting. So, body weight's going good. I'm looking leaner. As I get leaner and leaner, you'll get to see more pictures of my abs and stuff coming through, but you're not going to see that much of a difference in 2 pounds, at least not on me. Anyway, while we're talking about my training and my weight and everything else, I got a couple questions on my Facebook page and some messages as to why John trains me the way he does, because obviously there's other gurus out there who think they know better. So I'm going to let John explain himself. Are you ready, John?
Yeah, let's go
All
for
right,
it.
go for it.
What's going on, guys? So, Mr. Robinson and his training. So let's take a step back for just a quick second before we actually get into his training. When I coach someone, I don't aspire to a specific modality of training, though I have a tendency to coach people toward daily undulated periodization, where you're performing movements frequently throughout the week and you're changing the rep scheme throughout the week, as well as the training load and volume, because there is some research and evidence that seems to indicate that that style of training is superior to weekly undulated periodization and linear periodization, where you're using training blocks at a specific training load with a specific set of sets and reps for, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks before you move on to the next, which is the typical bro split, right? So people come in and they do 15 to 20 reps for a couple of weeks, and then they do, 8 to 12 reps, and then 4 to 6 reps, and then they'll go back, right? So you're changing it. Well, so I move toward that in particular, but coaching involves understanding the athlete, their limitations, their goals, and what motivates them and what their current level of adaptation is at. So, here's Greg. Greg is 32?
Yep, soon to be 33.
32 years old. He has a strong history of athletics. He has competed in multiple different sports, and because of that has multiple injuries. He has injuries to his knees. He has hip issues. He has shoulder issues, and with those things, he has some functional limitations. In his off season, he was squatting multiple times per week. He was up to, at one point, 4 times, but for the most part, 3 times per week, using hypertrophy, power, and strength spreads. And he gained a significant amount of strength. It was the most amount of weight that he's ever been able to squat in his life, and getting below parallel, so he improved his range of motion. However, due to his functional limitations in his knee, he cannot squat below parallel at this current time because something has flared up. Now, Greg also has been lifting for over a decade, so he is highly adapted to high volume. His body adapts to higher volume training, whereas I tend to do better with less volume on a given day, spread throughout the week, with higher intensity. Greg has trouble lifting heavy weight multiple times per week, whereas I'm actually more able to do that. So that is him as an athlete. So why do I have him doing doing higher volume? Because his body cannot handle the heavy weights multiple times per week without flaring up his injuries in his knees and his shoulders. So what I have done with him is I have brought him down from a 3-day-a-week frequency to a 2-day-a-week frequency, in this last training volume block, 1 day. And if you think about it, if he's training multiple days per week for the better part of almost 8 months, almost 10 months actually, okay, he needed a break from that frequency to actually get what's called the delayed training effect. I don't have enough time to go into what that is, but let's just say in brief that the more you accumulate stress and fatigue, the more time you need on a taper. So technically, his last training block was a taper. In and of itself, he reduced the frequency, but he kept the volume the same. Oh, excuse me, he reduced the frequency, kept the volume the same, but simply just had that volume on one day. So that is why I did what I did. I think the problem that a lot of these YouTubers and Facebook,
and supposed know-it-alls,
right? These know-it-alls have is that they watch a video of Ryan Doris, they watch a video of, other amazing competitors, and they try to emulate what they're doing. And the problem with that is that you are not assessing yourself as an athlete objectively. Greg cannot even do that for himself. I cannot do that for myself. That is why it is important to have a coach, to look at you from a high level, say, where is it that you want to go, what is it that you want to do, and what is your current state of adaptation. My goal as a coach, to get you to be a better version of yourself in a month. And that could mean, in all honesty, more rep strength, being able to have more muscular endurance. It could mean having more strength at the end of the month. It could mean, being able to handle more frequency, more volume. There's a lot of variables, and that's why you need a coach, to be objective. So, did I sort of address everything, all those questions? Was there anything else maybe outstanding?
Yeah, one thing, ready? Fuck you, haters. Eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Come at me, bro.